In session in County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. We are sessioning our special review docket for September 23rd of 2021, scheduled at 9 a.m. First case we have is Mr. Tremel Jolivet Davis. Mr. Davis have 3 cases. First case is cause number 326-900. Second case is cause number 327-558. And the third case is cause number 327-926. Mr. Davis, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Davis, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Mr. Davis, you may put your hand down. Mr. Davis, how are you doing?
All right.
Mr. Davis, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Rife Kimler. Mr. Kimler, how are you doing?
Fine, Your Honor, thank you.
That's good. Mr. Kimler, do you waive a record in Mr. Davis's cases?
We do.
Okay. In cause number 327-558, the information alleges that on or about August 20th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you allegedly committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Davis, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Davis, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No, not guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you're guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Davis, I have before me a document that is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials, TD, on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, Mr. Davis, there's a signature at the top of this document that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there's a signature at the bottom of this document that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document as well?
Yes, sir.
And there are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis, did you sign a document out there that is titled the Discovery Certification?
Yes, I did.
Now, Mr. Davis, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kimler, you have any objections?
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Kimler, you've advised in counsel, Mr. Davis, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, your attorney, Mr. Kimler, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, yeah.
Mr. Davis, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
It's 180 days county jail. Mr. Trammell has credit for 180 days, so it's time served with court costs to be taxed and retired. And also cause 26900 is going to be dismissed in consideration for pleas in these 2 cases.
Okay. Mr. Davis, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because the time that you spent in jail has already, the 180 days have already been served. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case, Mr. Davis, is $327, but you will not have to pay the court costs in this case because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. And the state will also be dismissing cause number 326-900. And Mr. Boyd, I see here on the judgment that this case is running concurrent with cause number 327-926. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And he has time served on both of them.
Okay, and this case will run concurrent with cause number 327-926. Mr. Davis, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Davis, proceed with your next case. Your next case is cause number 327-926. And in this case, Mr. Davis, the information alleges that on or about August 19 of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault, family violence. Mr. Davis, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Davis, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you're guilty?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Davis, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials TD on the line and next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there is a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document as well?
Yes.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Mr. Davis, did you sign a document out there that is titled to discovery certification?
Yes.
Okay, now, Mr. Davis, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, do you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any
Objection.
objections? Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Kendall, you've advised and counsel Mr. Davis in this case as well. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Davis, your attorney, Mr. Kimmel, has advised and counseled you in this case as well. Are you satisfied with his representation? Mr. Davis, are you
Yes, sir.
satisfied? Okay, and has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Davis, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
240 days county jail. Mr. Trammell has credit for, Mr. Davis has credit for 240 days jail time served, so court costs taxed and retired, and also in consideration with this one as well, 326-900 is going to be dismissed.
And this case is also running concurrent.
Yes, Your Honor.
The previous case. Okay, Mr. Davis, the state is offering that you serve 240 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 240 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case, Mr. Davis, is $327, but you would not have to pay the court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and returned. And the state will be dismissing cause number 326-900. And this case will also run concurrent with your previous case, which is cause number 327-558. Mr. Davis, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Davis, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Davis, because this is an assault family violence case, I must give you an admonishment or a warning. And in accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, Section 176.1, the court hereby admonishes you or warns you of the following. You are, by entry of order or judgment, ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Number two, beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Number three, under Texas Penal Code, Section 46.013, A, firearm means any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have, as an integral part, a folding knife blade or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or carry firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of any antique or carry firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. The statutes listed below are a starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.292, Magistrate's Orders for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42.0131, Notice for persons convicted of misdemeanors involving family violence. Penal Code Section 46.02, unlawful carrying weapons. Penal Code Section 46.04, unlawful possession of firearms. Penal Code Section 25.07, violation of certain court orders or conditions of bond in a family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking case. Family Code Section 85.026, warning on protective orders. Now, Mr. Davis, your attorney could give you a copy of this ammunition. There are some copies at the jail. And also, Mr. Davis, this will conclude your case. You can follow the bailiff and have a blessed day.
Thank you.